I want to talk about the feeler types. So the artisans, the idealists, these types where the introverted feeling is high up in your cognitive function in your stack. How does it manifest in terms of your fashion sense? You tend to be a little bit more expressive in terms of the clothing choices that you have. When I say expressive, I don't mean extravagant, bombastic, right? I'm sure some of you out there who are a particular type, even looking minimalist is a way of you expressing your mood on the inside. For INFP and ISFP, I see quite a lot of similarities in them when it comes to being quite thematic and conceptual with their dressing sense. When I say conceptual, I don't mean that other thinking types or other guardian types like ISTJ, ISFJ or INTJ, ENTJ, they can be conceptual too, but the concept between the thinker types and the feeling type is quite different. For INFP, ISFP, because they have extroverted thinking as their inferior function. So inferior function means that this is something that is an area for growth, because this is not something that they care so much about and it's not natural for them. Extroverted thinking is a cognitive function that makes you focus a lot on what works, effectiveness, getting things done, being very, I want to use the word cutthroat, but it's not. It's just about result. It's a very result-oriented cognitive function that ENTJs and ESTJs have as their dominant or hero function. This is all they care about. What works and what's the result. And so for INFP and ISFP, because they have similar inferior function, extroverted thinking, they tend to not really care about dressing in a way where people respect them. Like, they don't want to look too professional. They look like they conform to like corporate or the society's like expectation of them to look very competent, professional, prim and proper. And so therefore their outfits are a little bit more rebellious, a little bit out of the norm. They want to look very individualistic. This is also because their hero function is, or their first function is introverted feeling. So when you have introverted feeling, it's all about authenticity. It's all about your morality, how you feel. It's not about making other people think of you in a certain way. And then for the ENFP and the ESFP, these are, okay, I'm obviously stereotyping, but they are prone to be the ones that would experiment, and they are more bold. They don't really care if people think that their dressing is out of norm or it's too much. I think based on my research, they claim that ENFPs are the most fashionable types because extroverted intuition is their second function. And then, am I correct? No, sorry. Let me correct myself. Extroverted intuition is their first function, where it's all about exploration, novelty, new ideas, possibilities. And then it's paired together with their second function, introverted feeling. These two together makes them behave in a way where like, oh, there's a new trend. I think I'm going to try it. I feel like it resonates with me. There's not really like a lot of rationale or logic behind it. They just want to go with that because it's new, because it's an experience, it's an adventure. So for them, it's about that. And so that's why ENFPs, they tend to be able to be very versatile. Thing is, you don't use this to stereotype, because I know some ENFPs, or maybe they are mistype, they look a little bit more dark and quite I would call it the modern depressive era 1930s kind of look, where, you know, it's just t-shirt and like a cardigan, you know, something very basic and minimalistic. The best way that I can explain it is this particular ENFP is stuck with their inferior function, which is introverted sensing. So SI, introverted sensing, is where perhaps they have adopted this style since teenage years or since the old age, and then they just stuck in this loop of like, okay, this is what's working for me in my teens. I will bring it to my 20s, my late 20s, my late 30s, up to the part where they are reaching their 50s and they're still wearing the same thing as they wore in college. That doesn't sound very healthy, but if the style works for them and they feel very confident, why not? And then for ESFPs, I think this is like a pot of like novelty items, statement outfits, anything that they think it's good for them, subjective, makes them feel a certain way, gives them that kind of sensation, give other people that kind of sensation. They just go with that, and I think they tend to appear like the most confident because it's all about them, attention to them. Anyways, guys, I hope that you found this rather interesting. I will see you in the next one. Bye.